Hello everyone, Stabani Wilmalinga here, your host here on Force Electrical Contractors channel. Today we are here with Mr. Abraham Mabitela, the manager here at Force Electrical Contractors on the solar energy department. So we are going to give him, we are going to give him a platform to elaborate more on the different aspects of the solar energy. Sit tight and learn more about solar energy today with Mr. Abraham Mabitela. Let me welcome him to our show, out of Force Electrical Contractors, and then we're going to go through a few questions with him whereby he will elaborate more on what he does on daily basis. So welcome everyone. How are you?
I'm doing so, Mr. Tamani.
Are you
Thank you
well?
for having me here.
Yes. Welcome to our Force Electrical Contractors channel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So today that we are going to talk about solar energy and day to day, like dealings in as far as the solar energy and installations are concerned. We are definitely, without doubt, going to learn more from you today. So please, um, you know, uh, use the platform to go as far as you can to to communicate with and actually teach us about what the solar energy is all about. So, Mr. Mabizela, tell us what started your interest in the sustainable energy field.
That's a very good question because growing up, I was more into electrical. I grew up loving electrical,
Mm.
exploring a lot of things, experimenting, until I came across a solar panel. It was like a 15 watt solar panel, which I used to actually play around with. It was used for a telephone back in the days to power up a telephone.
Mm.
So with that, I fell in love with the interest of working with direct power, whereby I could take this power but not use it as an AC and you need to convert it. So it's the complicity of the system itself that interests me.
100%. So this journey of being a solar manager today started a long time ago, like you say.
Yes, it started a very long time ago. It was something that I was looking forward to. I had other interests in mind that I wanted to study and focus on, but I will say, in particular, solar, when it started booming in South Africa, that's
Mm.
when my interest was like, okay, there's the time now. That's the path we wanted to go. How about we grab it with both hands and see how far it can take us?
100%, 100%. So why do you think solar energy is so important?
So the reason why solar energy is important is, firstly, it's free of usage. You don't need to pay anyone. Although, yes, there are costs that are involved in terms of purchasing the material, in terms of maintaining the material. But I mean, like if you look at a solar panel, you've got 25 years life performance out of the solar panel, given that you don't have any issues with hailstorm and all the natural disasters. If you look at your inverter, the better you treat it, the longer it lasts you.
Mm.
If you look at your battery, you've got a plus minus 20-year over lifespan as well, that you can use it as well. So you harvesting this free energy that you can use, and you don't even have to pay anyone any cent. Just a once-off purchase, and frequently, maybe after every 6 months, you just do a maintenance of the system.
So the solar energy system works independently of the normal electricity supply.
Correct. So the whole purpose of it is you building your own bank, your own bank station, whereby you can put your own power away. So whereby you'll have two or two, three different options. You can go either on grid, off grid, or you can go hybrid. So depending on whichever one you want to use on those three, that helps you a lot in terms of, firstly, staying away from all these hikes in terms of tariffs hikes, uh, power outages, which are now called, forgot the name of it, but it's called, there's a different name that they're using, but it's
Okay,
still a load shedding at the end of the day.
I see. I
Yeah.
see. What I mean, like, what aspects of solar sales and installation do you enjoy the most?
So on my side and the team, what I've realized and picked up is we we enjoy the whole process
Mhm.
from interacting with the client, explaining to the client how the system works, how the whole financial part of it will work, as well as to taking the client from step one till the last step and being there for the client whenever they need us in terms of assistance. So I would say it's the whole process that is being enjoyed, because when you do what you love, you will not select a certain aspect to focus on.
Do what you love what you do.
Exactly.
So, Mr. Wabizela, are you comfortable commuting to different neighborhoods to complete installations?
I mean, if you look at it in the past career path, right, we've been all over.
Mm.
We have traveled, be it in a Kasi, if I can use the word, be it in the suburbs, be it in Africa. We have traveled all over to do installations. So therefore, commuting and moving around the province or outside of South Africa is not an issue, as long as we're providing a service and a better, how can I put it? We're giving the client a light at the end of the day.
Mm. So, I mean, but by just listening to you, you definitely, like you said earlier on, like you love what you do. But now tell me, how do you then stay motivated to achieve your goals?
So it's got to do with wanting to learn more, because if you look at technology, there's new variety of technology on a daily basis.
Mhm.
I don't want to use the word daily basis, but if you look at technology, it changes. Every month, there's something new. You go to sleep, you wake up, there's a new software that's being developed. There's a new hardware that's on the market.
Yeah.
So keeping in touch with that content, keeping in touch with the new technology, having the hunger to learn is what keeps me going.
I think that actually opens the door to my follow-up question that, you already stated correctly that technology keeps on changing. So how do you stay on, like on top of your game to actually be able to deliver the current and available trends in as far as the solar projects are concerned?
I would say connections are very important.
Yeah.
Having people that you can talk to is very important. Learning from others is very important. Doing research is very important. Not closing yourself in one room and saying I know it all. So there are multiple groups out there. There are community groups. You get your different ones. I don't want to mention them on name.
Yeah.
On online. Sorry. But staying connected to various people from various countries, various provinces, communicating to those that are on the field, those that are always trying to evolve the technology. That's what helps me to
Mm.
stay connected and be in the know-how.
It tells me that it is actually quite a lot of work that you're doing. Like quite a lot of work that you're carrying out to meet like the needs for the needs of the clients in various places that you travel to. So, do you have any experience? Do you have any experience working with a team to install energy systems?
So yes, that's a very good question, because remember, if you are out and about doing an installation, you need a team,
Mhm.
right? With that team, you need a good communication. You need a good interlink between the team members. So yes, you won't always get that. There will be conflicts here and there, but it's just a matter of managing them. But yeah, to do installation, you need a good team, because if you have less hassles on site and you've got people that are working and they're happy on site, the work will just be, it will just flow on its own.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, I do understand that solar panels normally go. You correct me, like you correct me if I'm wrong, but solar panels normally go on top of, like the roof, meaning that we normally work with heights, right? So, are you comfortable working outdoors and climbing to high spaces, like to install the equipment that you work with?
So, firstly, I would like to add more onto that what you just said. So yes, solar panels do go on the roof, but you get various mounting kind of structures. So you get a roof mount, you get a ground mount structure as well.
Okay.
So therefore, depending on where you're working, but most of your residential systems, they normally go on top of your roof. And then you do get your industrial and your commercial, whereby you have it on the ground mount, and some of them will be on your office spaces. You'll have what we call a ground mount parking So working on heights has always been, the thing that I've always liked because that, uh, it's that, how can I put it? It's that thing that motivates you to say,
Yeah.
okay, if I'm up here, I know I'm doing a good service.
100%. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Explain how, explain how a residential solar system functions. I mean, like you just mentioned, there's a different types of solar system installations, but specifically, just explain to us how a residential solar system functions.
So in terms of residential solar systems, you've got 2 to 3 options that you can choose from, and it's a matter of what the client wants.
Yeah.
Do you want to save on electricity bill? Do you want to have power when there's a power outage? Or do you ultimately want to go off grid, which you can work towards, right?
Okay.
You don't have to start there, you can work towards it. So how it works is your solar panels attracts the energy from the sun, generates that into the inverter, gets converted into a AC power and being supplied directly to your load into the house. That's during the day operation. And in the same time, your solar panels are charging the battery. So in the evening, what happens is your solar panels will now no longer have sun UV to produce energy. So therefore, your batteries will then supply your load in the house with your electricity as sitting as a backup.
Okay.
Right. So what I meant by you've got 3 different setups that you can use in terms of a residential system. You can either go for solar, battery, and then utility. So that's where the utility sits as a backup. Now, this is where we're talking about cost savings.
Cost savings.
Cost savings. So
Okay.
therefore, it means that if you had a monthly bill that you're paying of XY, you're looking at that bill being reduced drastically due to if you have enough battery storage.
Okay.
And then you've got option two. Option two, which you will have your solar and you'll have your utility and you'll have your battery. So this option is where we say you will still see that you are paying for your electricity bill on a monthly basis. Because what's happening is between in the morning till the afternoon, you're using your panels directly.
Yeah.
However, as soon as the panels do no longer serve their purpose in terms of supplying energy, electricity has to take over. So therefore now you start tapping from your municipality electricity to supply the load. Therefore your battery is waiting for when there is no power so that it can power your house.
Okay. Okay. Look, that sounds a lot. That sounds like a lot to take in. However, there seems to be a difference of mechanism there, or should I say like the operation of the system itself, which then brings me to this question that there is an on-grid and off, like on-grid and off-grid system. What is the difference there between the on-grid and off-grid systems?
So, our clients are always getting this confused. When they call in, they'll tell you, no, I'm looking to go off grid. And then you ask them, do you understand by saying you want to go off grid? So the difference between on grid and off grid. So on grid, you can look at it as a hybrid, right? But also it can be a grid tied system. So whereby a grid tied system means that during the day you produce your panels, supplying your load. Therefore, you need a pulse from your electricity side in order to trigger the inverter for the panels to start generating. The disadvantage of that one is if there is load shedding, right, it means your system is not working. That's on a grid tied system. And then on your on-grid system, which you can also call a hybrid system, it means that you are reliant on ESCOM as well, sorry for using the word ESCOM, but on electricity, that you'll have your panels, you'll have your battery, and you have your electricity. So that's your hybrid system. You can use all three available powers at the same time as you need. If your panels are not enough, it will tap into your batteries. If your batteries are not enough, it will tap into your electricity. And then you go off grid. Off grid is where you are totally not connected to the grid. That's why you hear they off the grid. So it means the grid is totally off. You only have your panels, you have your inverter, and you have your battery, and you have a generator as a backup.
Okay.
So
Okay.
a generator is an option. It's an optional choice that you can decide whether you have it or not. But if you have a generator, you need to make sure that it meets the specifications of the inverter, and it also needs to be a pure sine wave generator. You cannot just go and get a modified generator to tap into the inverter, because as time goes, it will eventually damage your inverter. So that's the difference between the on-grid, which is a hybrid as well, and the off-grid. So off-grid, you are totally off the grid. You don't have any support from electricity. So therefore, if it rains for a week or 2 weeks and your panels and your batteries not enough and your power goes off, you don't have a generator, it means you are off.
So meaning the off-grid system, I can take it in installment like somewhere in the mountains. It will definitely work for me for as long as my systems and batteries are charged.
Correct.
Okay. No, I do understand. I do understand. Mr. Mabizela, our last question just before we close would be, what would you do if a client wanted to purchase a package, but they had extensive shade in their yard?
So it is very important. It is very important to make sure that before you do a quotation or you start issuing out prices, it's very important to go do what we call a site assessment.
Okay.
A site assessment assists you in terms of evaluating where you're going to put your panels. Do you have enough roof space? Firstly, if you're doing a rooftop mount, do you have enough space on the ground if you're doing ground mount? Do you need to clear any trees or any shade? So it helps you in identifying the actual location of where you'll be putting your panels. And then also helps you identify where you'll be putting your panels and what size where you're putting your panels, as well as your inverter and your batteries. And you get to understand as to which connection does the client have. Does the client have a single phase or a three-phase connection? What are the needs? What are all the additional snack lists that you need in order for you to do this work and quote accordingly? So yes, if the client has shading in the yard, you need to make sure that you make available spacing by either clearance of 3 or making sure that you build a carport or you do a ground mount system that has a proper 100% north facing, whereby you can put your panels to make sure that you get the best out of your system.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Abraham Mabizela, the manager here at Arafos Electrical Contractors on the solar energy installation department. He elaborated more on what he does on a daily basis, and today, of course, we learned everything that we needed to learn about the solar systems, as well as the difference between the on and off grid systems. So make sure that you follow our pages, our platforms. On YouTube, we are Arafos Electrical Contractors. On Facebook, we are Arafos Electrical Contractors. And on TikTok, we are Arafos Electrical Contractors as well. And just watch out for the Arafos magazine, the bulletin, volume 1, coming out soon after watching this podcast. It features Mr. Abraham Mabizela, where you can actually read more of his journey from where he comes from up until he ended up here at Arafos Electrical Contractors. So watch out for Arafos magazine bulletin coming out to you soon. Follow all our platforms for more on solar energy news like this one. With me, Tabani Wilmalina. Until we meet next time, keep well.